A Teton County grizzly had to be relocated because of bad behavior by people. The Cheyenne City Council has voted to reject a ban on plastic bags. And if space aliens invade Wyoming, its schools will be caught flat-footed, even though some schools in Maryland are preparing for just such a scenario. Bringing you these stories and more from Wyoming's largest news organization, I'm Wendy Core for Cowboy State Daily. Wildlife agents captured and relocated a young male grizzly in Teton County on Saturday because it was hanging out too close to a highway. Cowboy State Daily's Mark Hines reports that this was just one of numerous incidents involving bears this year in Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, but in this case, the move was prompted by improper behavior by humans.
The bear was hanging out down by the highway, and I'm gathering from what they said they were feeding the bear. And it's one of those situations where people probably had more to do with it than the bear, but they went ahead and trapped it and took it into the remote wilderness in Teton County and then let him go again. Because when they get conditioned to food rewards from people, that always leads to trouble.
There have been numerous incidents involving black bears and grizzlies this spring and summer, and not all of them have ended well for the bears. Accused of shattering a toddler's leg and damaging his organs, a Cheyenne woman and her boyfriend are both facing attempted murder charges. 21-year-old Joshua Moody and 20-year-old Hannah Wingert could spend life in prison or face the death penalty if convicted of trying to kill Wingert's 2-year-old son by brutally beating him. Each also faces an aggravated child abuse charge punishable by up to 25 years in prison. Although Wingert at first denied allegations of child abuse, Moody later admitted that she brutally beat the 2-year-old in a hotel room. Moody said he witnessed the abuse but did nothing to stop it. And concerned over the number of proposed renewable energy projects, Twin Falls County in Idaho has joined other jurisdictions that are showing more restraint in permitting. Cowboy State Daily's energy reporter Kevin Kelo says some believe Wyoming should also take a break from permitting wind and solar projects to consider the long-term impacts of so much industrial development in rural areas.
Here in Wyoming, there's a big concern about growing the industrialization of all this rural territory with massive wind projects. Laramie County and Albany County, where a lot of this wind development is happening. Laramie County Commissioner Gunnar Malm, he says that Wyoming is considering all the impacts of wind and is doing this development with good care and concern for the impacts of wind.
Alberta, Canada recently placed a moratorium on wind projects to give the province time to study the impacts of all the wind development happening there. I'll be back with more news right after this.
At Hilltop Bank, we understand that buying a home is a big decision. That's why we're here to be your trusted partner on the path to home ownership. Our experienced mortgage team will guide you every step of the way, from pre-approval to closing. We offer competitive rates and a wide variety of home loan options to best suit your needs. With our local knowledge and personalized service, you'll feel confident and comfortable throughout the entire home buying process. Contact us today to start your journey toward home ownership. Hilltop Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, in a close 5-4 vote, the Cheyenne City Council rejected a proposal to ban the sale of plastic bags in city limits on Monday night. But Cowboy State Daily's Leo Wolfson said despite an overwhelming majority of opposition provided in public testimony during city meetings, one city council member said the input he's received has been about equal opposition and support.
It quickly became apparent over the course of the meeting that the proposal just did not have enough votes to succeed. So now that that proposal is dead, there will be no more talk of banning plastic bags in Cheyenne for the time being.
Councilmember Jeff White said he originally supported the ban, but switched his stance after conversations with a few local business owners who told him that switching to paper would cost them $3,500 to $4,000 more per year. And if space aliens invade Wyoming, its schools will be caught flat-footed, even though some schools in Maryland are preparing for just such a scenario. A teacher in Maryland recently posted a video complaining that, of all things, she had to sit through training for alien invasion protocol procedures. Cowboy State Daily's Mark Hines spoke to a few Wyoming educators who confirmed that no such training has been offered at their schools.
I talked to a couple educators, the superintendent and the principal here in Laramie, and they thought it was hilarious. And they said no, they're not planning for any alien invasion protocols in Wyoming.
Laramie High School Principal Fred George told Cowboy State Daily that he doesn't even know what prepping for a War of the Worlds scenario would entail. And that's today's news. You can read about all of these stories and more on CowboyStateDaily.com, offering the best and most complete news coverage in Wyoming. I'm Wendy Core for Cowboy State Daily.